I'm holding an RPG-7. But enough of this. Let's talk about tanks. Hey everybody, it's me, Joe, aka Schlug here, and, well, a while ago, as most of you will probably know, I reacted to Laserpig's video on his top 5 tanks at the Bovington Tank Museum. Now, a lot of people have actually also asked, what are my favorite tanks? And to a point, I've wanted to talk about it, but I wanted to do something special with it. I just didn't know what. Now, I could have gone to the Bovington Tank Museum and done something similar to what Laserpig did, but, yeah, I don't have that kind of money, and I'm not that famous, and if I did that, 10 bucks says the Tank Museum would probably throw me out, and I don't want that to happen. And that and a few of my favorite tanks are not exactly at the Bovington Tank Museum, so I found this as a convenient solution. So, today we're going to talk about my top 5 favorite tanks. So, let's quit me talking about it, and let's actually get on to it. Number 5. Now, I did this so fully to help show scale a little bit, but, yeah, this is... What else can I say about it? It's a KV-1 with a German 75mm gun on it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this name because, quite frankly, my German is atrocious, and if I said anything other, my German friends would probably kill me. So, but what this is a German-captured KV-1 tank. And when they captured it, basically they looked at it and went... The Russian 76mm is not showing very it's not showing very big energy. So, and to be honest, the Russian fucking 76mm gun at the time was actually kind of shitty. So they took that thing off, put a whole new design of turret on it, and slapped the more powerful and far better 75mm gun. That was on tanks like the Stug, the Panzer IV, and so on. Now, this gun made things so much better, like immaculately better for the KV. But why is it number 5? Well, the gun was really the only thing they fixed. The rest of the tank, I mean, the KVs are notorious for having some issues, specifically with their engines and just their weight. It's a sufferer of all the major tank heavy tank problems of the early 1940s and late 1930s. It's overall a very decent tank, and I just love the way it looks. It just looks like a big powerhouse. My only other complaint with it is, it's not an 88. I think, honestly, they could have gone with an 88 with this gun. If they had made this an 88, it would have been higher up on my list. But, you know what? I just like the way it looks. I like captured tanks, especially like what people do to modify them. They're really, really cool. So, yeah. Number 5, captured KV-1 with a 75mm gun. Let's talk about number 4. Now, hold up. I know exactly what you are thinking, and yes, this is the Tiger Porsche. This is one of my favorite tanks. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying right now. Joe, didn't you say the engine in this thing was a complete piece of shit? Especially since they put it in the T14, and there goes my leg. Oh, that leg. Come on. Behave. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes, the engine. So, yeah, basically, yes, the engine is a piece of shit. In fact, I'm gonna slide my way over here and, hey, Yukari, you mind, filling me in on basically what's wrong with this thing?
People really into tanks love this one. but it digs into the earth really easily. And it overheats. And catches fire. It's known for breaking easily.
Breaking easily. That's putting it mildly, Yukari. The Tiger P was, by all means, a failure of a tank. Its engines were completely underpowered. The electric motors were way too underpowered and too basically behind the times to ever fucking work properly. Its systems were just a complete wreck. It was literally a tank that, in my opinion, was too advanced for its time. It literally just was too advanced. This is literally a hybrid tank. It's a tank with a gas electric motor system. It is hyper advanced for its time. So literally, honestly, if they made something like this in modern times using modern technology, it probably could work. Hell, $10 says there already is one and I just don't know about it. But honestly, what do I love about it? It's the Tiger P. It's a tank that says, what if? And not only that, I like its design better than the Henschels. The Henschels just seems like a box and a box put on, and a round box put on top of each other with a giant snoz. It looks like two pieces of cardboard and a cardboard tube that a kid put together and played tank in. Not saying I ever did any of that as a kid, but moving on. But yeah. Honestly, I just like the way it looks. And honestly, I think the belt and track system is much better than the Henschel's ever was. With the interlocking road wheels, yeah, it kind of made things a little simpler for moving, but maintenance on the Henschel would have been a pain in the ass. This older system makes things a whole lot more simple. Now, let's talk number 3. Oh boy. I know what you're thinking. Yes, it's British. Why do I like it? Look at it! It's the Matilda! This thing is gorgeous! I love it. It's chunky. It's got a little 2-pounder that goes pew, 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 pew. And this thing can absolutely just bounce 88 millimeters. This just says, fuck you. I'm coming with my little pea shooter and I'm going to destroy you. Oh, what? You brought an 88 with you? Tough shit. This tank is just the essence of chunky, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. So what, it's got a 2-pounder. So what, it's slow as shit. It's a great tank, and honestly, I think Africa would have been a much bigger failure, well, on the British's part, if they didn't have this tank. The Matilda is definitely, well, a tank after my own heart. I love her dearly, and whenever I'm in War Thunder or World of Tanks and I start getting salty, she's always there to help me feel better. The Matilda. What can I say about her? Number 2. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, what the actual fuck is this thing? Well, It's an American heavy tank. I'm not joking. This thing existed. This is the M6. And basically what this thing is basically America's idea to say, well, we don't have much of a heavy tank market. Let's get into that. Let's take a look and see what we can do. And this is what they came up with. And I have to say, I like it. It's huge. It's chunky. It's completely impractical. It's everything a heavy tank is, and it has a more powerful 76 millimeter 3-inch gun and a little 37 millimeter anti-tank gun in the same turret. I discovered this tank in War Thunder, and really, honestly, I've fallen in love with it ever since. It is just a big, chunky boy. It's one of those tanks I like because it's one of those what-if scenarios. What if this tank entered service? What if this was issued to the Army? But the reason it never saw service is because, obviously, this is a picture. We developed it. We built it. It worked. But why didn't we use it? Well, it's quite simple. It's highly impractical. It weighs tons. And it is utterly just impractical to get on ships. You could probably ship 4 Shermans and build and ship 4 Shermans for every one of these. It's a good tank, but definitely too impractical for the war effort for the way we were pushing. We were fighting a mobile warfare. This thing was built for static defense, similar to how the Tiger was. But we weren't defending. We were advancing. That was how things were working for us. So, unfortunately, I like it because it's big, it's America, it's a heavy tank, and it's just the M6. So, with all these previous contenders, who's number 1? Was it really so obvious? Think about it. This is the M4 Sherman. This is the tank of tanks. This, in my opinion, is the tank that won World War II. This tank here is the greatest tank ever built, in my personal opinion. And the reason I say that is not because it's not the most powerful. It's not the biggest. It's not the heaviest. But it is the most versatile tank we've ever produced. It's been used as a regular medium tank. It's been used as a fucking IFV, a fucking bulldozer, fucking mine clearing, engineering vehicle, APC, a fucking SPG, tank destroyer, and hell, these things have even fought well past World War II. There were some that were actually retired in the 2000s. I'm not even joking. I didn't even know that. Paraguay was still using these tanks for training up until the 2000s. Think about that. And the modularity, the versatility, what these tanks could do. Hell, during the 1960s, the Israelis just put modern 105mm guns in these things and used them against Russian T-35s. This tank is just everything you want in it. It's versatile. It's easy to learn, easy to drive, easy to fix, easy to replace. The M4 Sherman is truly one of the greatest tanks, if not, in my personal opinion, the greatest, solely because it has outlasted all of the previous tanks. KV-1, gone. Tiger Porsche, there was only one ever truly made, and it was lost. The fucking Matilda, it barely lasted a few years. The M6, never deployed. The M4 Sherman, rolled off in the 1940s and didn't stop well into the late 1900s. Some of them were still being used up until today. And who knows what else is out there. These tanks are so versatile, they can be used anywhere. And honestly, I think that going back to this kind of thinking, this way of combat, using an extremely modular system, not as a main battle tank, but as a medium tank, as a tank that can be used in multiple fields. I think this is truly what we need to go back to in terms of tank development. So, you wanted it, and I gave it to you. My top 5 tanks. You feel free to roast my ass in the comments below. And, so Bovington, if you ever want me to come by and see some of your tanks, let me know. Call me. I'm always available. I'm always down for a trip to England. Believe me, I'm a history nerd. Please let me come. Oh, brother. But then again, I guess a green screen and furry me, yeah, we'll have to do. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video of me ranting about my favorite tanks. And as always, well, you know who I am, I know who you are, and I will see you all in the next video.